Hey guys, Jamie here. What I want to encourage you in this video, what I want to do is encourage you in this video because when you are, here's the thing, here's in real life what happens, at least for me. I don't know if this is unique to people with ADHD. I don't know if this is unique to neurodiverse people. I don't know if this is something that, 40-year-old moms, just deal with or what. But when you are when you've decided I'm going to shift my beliefs about something, I'm going to show up, I'm going to literally be different, I'm going to believe different, I'm going to feel different. Like for me, for my clients, I think for the vast majority of people out there, it's not just like, like a Disney film where you're just like, oh, like, okay, like, boom, I've decided this, now it's done. Like, it's something you consciously have to water. Like, you've planted the seed. Like, think about this. You've planted the seed, but now you got to water it. That seed is not going to grow into something most of the time. Don't tell that to the onion growing sprouts in my basement right now. Well, you need the right conditions. Let's stick with the analogy. Let's ignore all the ways it doesn't work and let's just focus. For example, I'll tell you exactly how this is playing out in my life right now. I'll give you two examples. First of all, I think they're both relevant, but we'll see. First of all, I love A Course in Miracles, ACIM. If you've never heard of it, it's, in theory, it was received as this, like, teachings of Jesus, basically. Like, it was, like, downloaded. Someone just sort of, like, whatever. Like, it just came through them. And there's this Facebook group that I love. It's called, I think it's called A Course in Miracles, or it might be called like The Course Experiment, Pam Grout, because she made a book helping people understand A Course in Miracles, ACIM, because it's pretty thick, it's pretty dense. I think like there was some study or some research done that said it was like the one thing that nobody ever finishes, that they like try to finish their entire life, kind of a thing. And I don't want to turn you off from it because it's brilliant and it's amazing. And in so many ways, it's really like, it's about how essentially, if I could like summarize it in a sentence, that like everything is love. And so anything that you perceive that not being love is it's a lie. It's not true. So it's like a really great way to go through life, is to have this foundation where you're trying to remind yourself like all there is love and everything else is not, it's not true. It's not real. Okay. So why did I go off on that tangent? So I love A Course in Miracles. I found a Facebook group where they go through one lesson a day, which I love. I love that. Here's the problem. For some reason, it wasn't showing up in my Facebook feed, even though I went in and I said I want notifications for everything that happens in the group. I don't see it in my feed. And that's so guess what? So for like months at a time, I forget. Because I don't have an alarm. I'm not trying to be like, I don't have an alarm. I don't have any reminders set. Maybe I should, but the bottom line is when it doesn't show up in my feed, I forget about it. Because I'm not watering that seed. It's like, ooh, I found the group. I joined the group. I like what they put in there. I love that they do daily lessons. And this is a perfect example of something where like I could literally do a daily lesson for 21 days straight. The minute it's not in my feed, I forget about it. It's so funny. It's so weird. And so I have to make a decision about that. Like, now the intelligent thing for me to do as I'm processing this out loud with you right now is to add it to my next level you commitments in my aligned planner. So if you guys know, I self-published my aligned workbook planner journal. And as you know from other videos, if you watch them, there's an evening ritual and a daily ritual. And on the daily ritual side, even though I personally fill it out in the evening, it's one of the last things I do, is a spot where you can write out your next level you commitments. That's like a nice way of saying these are the habits that I am building because I know that the next level version of myself does these things. And so one of the things that I could add to that is ACIM. I could put that on the list. That would ensure that every day I go in and do that. But I guess what I'm trying to share is if I don't proactively do that, if I don't see it in my feed, if I don't have that cue, I got so much going on and I've got ADHD. So like, it's just, I forget. And that's like the point of this video is it's not just setting an intention. It's not just like, I love this. I'm going to do one lesson a day for A Course in Miracles, and that's going to feel so good to me. Like I can set that intention, but like, that's not enough. Like, I'm not just going to magically then do A Course in Miracles lesson every day. Like I have to help myself. That's what I mean when I say like, it's not that simple. It's not just like, you don't just set an intention and then like, there's so many people out there that are just like, yeah, just set your intention and let it go and then go on with your life. It's not that way when you're trying to build a new habit. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it's often not that simple for the vast majority of people. And we can get confused because we can hear that. We can be like, oh, like if we want to manifest something randomly, like, you know what would be really fun is just like, I just want to manifest an opportunity to make more money today. Like, then you could feasibly, like, it's not bad advice to be like, okay, yeah, set it and forget it. Like, you've set your intention, you've enjoyed the energy of imagining that, now let it go and move on and like go on with your day. That tracks. That actually tracks. But if you're like, ooh, I want to practice, I want to do one lesson a day for A Course in Miracles. Like, you're trying to be a person who every single day practices the A Course in Miracles content. Like when you're trying to literally shift who you are as a person versus like a one-time manifestation, it's different. Does that make sense? Like it's not that simple when you're literally trying to be a different version of yourself than who you've been. It takes more effort. It takes consistency. It takes, like when you're trying to build new habits, to like literally be a different version of yourself. You don't just like set it and forget it. That's like for one-time, one-off manifestations. Okay? Another example of this that maybe is better and more applicable is like I have been on a weight loss journey. Weight release. lot of people are like, don't say loss, because then you like want to recover it. Where I've been like releasing excess fat in my body. I've released over 20 pounds in the last 7 months. Very slow, very steady, in a very mostly enjoyable, very desirable way where I still eat whatever I want. Nothing is off plan, if you will. I'm very committed to at least 10,000 steps a day. I'm committed to a certain amount of calories a day and a certain amount of protein a day. And then I get to those numbers however I get to them. So, here's the thing though. One of the things I noticed that has been slowing my weight loss, and you're gonna fucking think this is hilarious because I'm a mindset and alignment coach. Why am I a mindset and alignment coach? Because I've got a fucked up mind. Because I need it the most. That's why I put it out there so much, because I need it the most. So, the thing that slows me down the most and slows most people down the most is our inner dialogue, our mindset. Where does our mindset come from? Well, it comes from how our subconscious programming. How is that created? It's created very early on in our life, and it's created by an immature brain whose only purpose is to survive, not thrive. And we very quickly as we possibly can, as we are elementary age, primary school age children, we make sense of the world to keep ourselves safe. And that is what forms our subconscious programming. That literally is what is the basis of how we live our lives for the rest of our lives, unless we consciously change it. And so there's that. And then there's like our established habits and our established beliefs that we've had most of our life, Okay, so how is this relevant? Well, unfortunately for me, some of my conditioning, some of my subconscious programming that I've had my whole life is like, nothing I ever do is good enough. So, like as a kid, I would be so proud of myself. I would like clean the kitchen, or I would clean the living room, and I would vacuum, and I would put away all the toys, and I would like make sure that whatever the figurines, on the piano were like in the right position or whatever. I'd put away the magazines, and I'd put things where they needed to be. I'd be like, ta-da! I'd be like, look, Mom, I cleaned the living room. And my mom would walk in. She'd be like, okay, all right, well, looks like you didn't dust, right? You didn't dust, right? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You didn't sweep, you didn't dust, but, yeah, I see that you did some things in here, right? Like, that's what I got. One of a million examples of where, like, as parents, you just have no idea that you are what you're reinforcing. Did my mom consciously want to communicate that I'm never good enough and nothing I ever do is enough? No, of course not. And as an immature child who didn't know any better, is that how my very immature brain interpreted it? Yes. Sucks. But it just is what it is, right? So take that subconscious programming of what I do is never enough, and like sort of expecting to fail. And then what happens is I just anticipate that I've done something wrong in my weight loss journey. So how that looks is like, I'm trepidatious when I go to step on the scale, or I'm anxious. I'm anticipating that there won't be weight loss. I'm expecting that I did something wrong. I'm expecting that I forgot to track something. I'm expecting that, like, even though I really tried to accurately track my food, I did eat at a local Mexican restaurant, so I know, I'm guessing that the tortilla chips I ate were this amount of calories. I'm guessing that the salsa was this amount. I'm guessing that the enchilada I ordered is this amount. And I know I could be wrong. And so my subconscious programming is like, yeah, no, you totally fucked it up for sure. Like my default interpretation is I made a mistake. I failed. I wasn't good enough in my tracking, and I didn't do enough, so I'm not going to see weight loss on the scale. In fact, I might see the number go up. That is the clarity that showed up for me the other day. And I went, oh my God, fuck. Okay, yeah. I could see how that slows my weight loss. When I understand the law of attraction, and I know that whatever energy I predominantly am in is attracting more of the same to me. If every single morning I'm dreading the potential that I failed, even though I tried really hard, I still failed. When that's the energy that I'm in, I'm making it pretty hard for myself to actually have weight loss. So, but that's the truth. Like, I realized, oh fuck, like that is the energy I am often in, especially when I've eaten out. Because when I've eaten out, I truly can't be positive like what the calories were. So what I realized was, A, I'm not trusting myself. B, I'm expecting failure. C, I'm just like not standing in my power as a conscious creator who can set an intention and who can impact and affect my food, right? Like, I can be saying a prayer over my food. I can be saying an intention over my food that this is nourishing food, that what I am eating only serves my body, that my body receives this food lovingly and takes what it needs and effortlessly releases the rest. Like, I can be setting those intentions over my food. I can be feeling that. I wasn't doing any of that. I was being pretty sloppy and pretty lazy. And unfortunately, my default was setting me up for failure, not for success. So it's actually a miracle that I have been losing the weight, albeit incredibly slowly. So I had this big realization, and I just wanted to show it with you guys. I wanted to share it with you guys. I wanted you to know that, like, even though I'm an incredible, amazing, like, magical, if I do say so myself, alignment and mindset coach, and that my clients have incredible breakthroughs and they achieve and allow and manifest so much crazy, amazing shit, I still have my own shit. Like, I still have my own programming that I'm bumping up against. And if I don't do anything about it, that is my default. That is how I operate by default. It has to be a conscious intention. It has to be something I consciously anchor into. And so that's the point I was trying to make is I had this aha moment. I had this realization. I had this clarity. I had this download. Oh, fuck, that's how I've been. So then I'm like, okay, what do I need to start consciously, like, What do I have to consciously choose? What am I having to deliberately choose moving forward? Because it's not my default right now. My default is I'm probably going to fail. I probably fucked it up somehow because I'm not good enough. What I do is never enough. Like that's my default. That's my default programming. And so if I want to change that, it takes effort, it takes consistency, it takes for me to be consciously intentional about choosing something different. And it's totally worth it, by the way, but it does take effort. So this morning when I got up, I was like, okay, remember, Jamie. This is literally how I was. I was like, Jamie, because I got Panera last night. I got Panera. I tried the Asiago bagel spicy steak stack. And I also had, I just ate what I wanted last night. I tried to stay in my calories. I was very intentional about it. I hope I was right. And so I was like, okay, Jamie, believe in yourself. Trust yourself. Trust that what you ate was within your calories. Believe that your body released whatever it didn't need and kept only, used what it needed to use and released the rest. It's like you are successful at weight loss. Like, Jamie, what you did was enough. What you did was enough. I literally, it's that slow, it's that awkward because I'm literally upgrading the programming. I am literally repaving these pathways. So it is clunky and slow and a little bit awkward, and it takes a little bit of time to find my groove and be in that good energy and then weigh myself. Do you know what I mean? Something else that I tell myself is the number on the scale is one data point. It does not reflect everything that is happening inside of my body. The weight on the scale is a number. It is just a data point. It does not mean that I'm not successfully losing weight. If the number doesn't change or if the number fluctuates, I have to coach myself. Don't make it mean that you failed. Don't make it mean that your efforts were not good enough. That's not what it means. There's so many other ways. There's so many other things that could be going on right now that could make your weight fluctuate. And all along, you're still actually burning the fat. Your body is burning the fat no matter what that number on the scale says. These are the things I have to consciously remind myself, or just like that, by default, I will go back to thinking that what I'm doing is not enough, that I am going to fail, that I'm failing, that I'm not good enough, that it's not working, that I can't trust myself, right? Those are the things that's the old programming that I am consciously rewriting and upgrading, It's like when your computer is upgrading to a new operating system. And it takes a bunch of time, and it's like, it is like a conscious upgrade. So I hope this these real life examples serve you and help you see how on paper it can sound pretty simple, but in real life it's a little more messy than that. I don't know. As always, I am sharing and hoping that this serves you in some way, and your mission, like I always say at the end of all my videos, unless an alarm cut me off, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to live and love your life on purpose. On purpose, with intention. All right, guys, have a great day.